Hello everyone, this is Mustafa Marayati, and this is the fourth part of our series regarding the arterial supply of the brain. In this part, we are going to discuss the anterior cerebral artery. So regarding the anterior cerebral artery, its origin, anatomical origin from the ICA, as it comes at the supraglial segment of the ICA, the C4 segment, it gives to the two terminal branches, the biggest MCA, which goes laterally, and the smallest, the ACA, which goes medially. And here, indeed, we have two ACAs, one on the right side and one on the left side, and they are connected by the anterior communicating artery. Regarding the segment of the anterior cerebral artery, there are 5 segments, starting from the ICA. Here we have this 2 ICAs, and then the first segment that comes off the ICA as the ACA would be termed as the A1 segment. The first segment, which is called the proximal ACA or the pre-communicating ACA. So it's pre-communicating. Indeed, here we have the anterior communicating artery connecting the two ACAs, the A1 segments are on the two sides to form the A2 segment, which is called the infracallusal segment. So as the ACA wraps around and its course around the corpus callosum, the A2 segment located inferior to the corpus callosum and anterior to it, so it's termed as the infracallusal segment. And then we have the A3 segment, which is called the Pre-Callusal segment, and it has a major branch coming off it, the callosomarginal artery. And then we have the A4 segment, the supracallusal segment. It's superior to the corpus callosum. And then distally, we have the A5 segment, the posterior callusal segment. Indeed, from the proximal segment of the ACA, the A1, we have an important branch coming off, which is termed as the recurrent artery of Hubner. The whole segments from A2 to A5, so they are the post-communicating segments, are termed as the perichelusal artery as they course around the corpus callosum. So they are perichelusal artery. And here we have the contralateral ACA. Here's the diagram showing the course of the ACA around the corpus callosum. Here we have the corpus callosum, and here we have the ICA, and this should be the supratennial segment of the ICA. This is the A1 segment of the ACA, and this is the anterior communicating artery connecting the right A1 with the left A1 over here. And this is the A2 segment, the infracallusal ACA. Here is the precallusal, the A3 segment. This is the A4 segment, the supracallusal, and this is the A5 segment, the posterocallusal segment of the anterior cerebral artery. This is the medial surface of the brain, showing the corpus callosum and the course of the anterior cerebral artery around the corpus callosum. So here is the area supplied by the ACA, usually on the medial and anterior part of the hemisphere, starting from the A1, A2, A3, A4, and then A5 segments of the ACA. This is the cortical areas to be supplied by the ACA. Indeed, we mentioned that it supplies the medial and anterior surface of the brain. That's from the medial side, and on the lateral side, we have a strip that's going on the superior lateral surface of the brain, extending from the posterior to anterior, and it's superior to the area supplied by the MCA. And that concludes the fourth part of our series regarding the anterior cerebral artery.